Hey everybody, how are you, and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a pretty short one. I had mentioned in the video that was from my run on Saturday that I was going to kind of have to run on the road for my 11-mile long run this week. And just to try and be as safe as possible, I was going to leave the camera behind because that's usually my biggest concern, is trying to pay attention to cars, the ice and the snow that is still on the sidewalks up here as well, and just, going in and out of the road with a camera and trying to capture different shots is just a little bit sketchy for me, someone who kind of grew up running in Central Park for the most part, or at least somewhere where there was a sidewalk and places to avoid, traffic and things like that. So I just want to break down my run, talk to you a little bit about it, and also just recap the whole week and relay the total mileage to you all. So let's start with the run. Here we have on your screen the basic stats for the 11-mile run. We ended up coming in with an average pace of 9:28 per mile and an average heart rate of 145 beats per minute. So I was pretty impressed with that, comparison of, pace to heart rate for even myself. I'm definitely seeing some strong results in terms of being able to run quicker with a more controlled and stable heart rate. I think that just comes, again, definitely from doing some longer runs over the last few weeks. My 8, 9, 10-mile runs that are over an hour, now over an hour and a half, hour 40 minutes. That's really showing a lot of benefit, I think, for me in my heart rate and how my body reacts to running for longer periods of time. And I also think that I've really been doing some more or higher numbers of reps when it comes to 400-meter repeats than probably ever before in my life. So I've been spending a total of, 4 to 5 miles where, in that 4 or 5 miles of running, I'm doing 9, 10, 400-meter repeats, which is just more for me than I've ever done before. So the combination of that, anaerobic work along with just some long aerobic workouts is just really showing some good results, I think, for me, at least in the heart rate, and we'll see how that translates to everything on race day. As far as the run itself, I did kind of treat it as a progression run, just like last week. I mentioned last week that I'm okay putting a little bit more speed and effort into my workouts when they are my long runs, because at the end of the day, my legs are going to tire during the long runs. I'm not going to be too aggressive where I make it that my legs are so tired I can't get quality workouts the next week, but at the same time, I do want to get a good solid effort in, not only in distance but in pace. I just don't like to take them too slow because I want to get, again, just a really nice workout out of it. And again, my heart rate shows that it wasn't over the top by any means. So the mileage breakdown will pop up on your screen now, and you can see I started around 10 minutes per mile, and by the last mile we dropped down to just under 9 minutes per mile, and it was a pretty nice gradual increase in pace over the course of the entire workout. This was also a much hillier workout for me than, weeks past, which I think is important as we kind of get into the final peak week before the New York City Half. New York City Half does have some elevation change for sure. You're going over bridges. There's kind of an a misunderstood gradual increase in from the exit from the FDR, which is on the course up into Times Square and then into Central Park. I think a lot of people don't really realize how much elevation gain there is during the latter portion of the race in that section. Nothing crazy, not a mountain run by any means, but just a lot of elevation change in comparison to a really flat course. So for me on Sunday, I was able to get in almost 600 feet of elevation gain. It definitely was a hillier, course for me. I felt that during my long run, and I definitely was starting to get tired, by mile 9, mile 10, mile 11. I think right around then I actually told myself, okay, you got this. Like, you're going to roll right into the finish line. We'll be home, we'll be done. This feels like a really good workout. And then I started to hit some late stage hills, and I really was starting to feel, just the soreness or tiredness in my legs when climbing hills. So I'm glad I got that workout in. I'm glad it was something that I'm able to start to, just acclimate my body to a little bit more before the actual race day for the New York City Half. But the good news also was the rest of the day I had family over. I was able to go actually for a walk on Main Street here, and nothing was too sore or too tired. So it was a very good balance of, again, getting some really good work in, but not overdoing it or, just completely toasting my legs and my body by any means, even after that, pretty tough workout on Saturday in the snow. So now quickly, just to recap the week, that last long run of 11 miles put us at around 29.5 miles for the week, and we have one last peak week coming up starting Monday, Tuesday, where we'll be doing about 30 miles for the week, and that will be the peak for this particular training block of the New York City Half Marathon. So it's definitely a lower mileage training block than I've done in the past, but coming off of a few injuries, I do still think it's been beneficial and certainly showing signs of progression for myself from where I was just a few months ago, or at least running a little bit more effortlessly as I progress through these last few weeks. So a good sign, and I'm excited to race, of course, on March 20th. So that's all I'm really going to say today. Definitely stick around. We'll start filming our workouts again on Tuesday. Stay tuned for the next running video, and I hope to see you all there in the next one.